So historically, manufacturing has been painful enough that there was a real barrier to innovation, that if you wanted to build something, if you had an idea for something, if you didn't have the resources of a large company, you couldn't necessarily go to market.
It's really hard to find factories that will treat you with the level you need, right? You may be a small customer for them, but what you're asking them to do is critical to your business.
When Chris Church and Parker Dillman started the company, they were themselves, as engineers, frustrated that manufacturing didn't work the way they wanted it to. And when you look at the data, most manufacturing customers are unhappy.
Chris Church and I were looking to make PCB assembly here in the United States more affordable, attainable, and just sustainable for engineers, other OEMs, and smaller product designers.
We were serving engineers well. They were really loving the experience, but we found that when they were successful, they were having to go somewhere else and have that bad experience again because we weren't doing production. So we listened to the customers, we looked at what was going on, we put ourselves in their shoes and said, how do we then enable them to go into production?
To convince factories all across North America to participate in an effort like this and to allow them to be vulnerable and raise their hand and say, I need to get better here, and let us help them get better to deliver better customer outcomes is something I couldn't have imagined that we'd be successful at.
For clients in the US, building product in Mexico without really a whole lot of client interaction is a very interesting development.
You don't think about this industry in the US. You don't think about the electrical components world and circuit board world here, and they are just making a name for themselves.
We're working at this really cool intersection of software and hardware. We've always been a tech-driven, software-driven service and platform.
To really give customers access to nearly infinite manufacturing capacity, not have to switch factories as they go from prototype to early launch to production services. None of this stuff existed before Macrofab came along.
And that's what really Macrofab is good at. Finding a solution, making it to scale, so that when we get to be thousands of customers, the same solution we apply for a single customer, we can apply for thousands.
I was a previous customer, and when I had toured the factory, I thought it was such a cool, innovative startup, and I wanted to come work at a company that is doing really innovative things in the electrical engineering market.
The Net Promoter Score on average in this industry was in the negatives, and the Net Promoter Score ratings the Macrofab team was getting was in the neighborhood of what Google and Apple get from their customers. So they were clearly providing a differentiated experience to the Macrofab customer.
It wasn't just about building a great product, building great software. It was about an opportunity to fundamentally shift how products get made and who can make them.
Everybody had the same goal. You know, we're redefining contract manufacturing, delight and enable customers. None of that has really changed.
I wanted to be a part of a company that was actually doing something different. We had a really cool story and we had a differentiator, and that's like every salesperson's dream.
It is ever changing, ever moving. It's a new way of doing an old industry. All of that's really exciting.
We sort of get to write our own story and build the plane as we fly it.
I remember my first day at Macrofab. I walked in, they greeted me with cupcakes, introduced me to everyone, and really made me feel special right from the beginning.
Previous roles have kind of trained me to be really apprehensive, to feel the water out and not to speak out, not to jump in immediately. But I find that Macrofab is so dynamically different.
A lot of times when you grow that fast, you can lose the culture and companies can change, but here we still have that same culture of trying new things, and if you make a mistake, you're not going to get punched in the face for it. You are going to be supported.
We've always had this really close-knit community and culture here. Everyone treats everybody with respect and fairness, and despite your rank in the organization, we're all on a level playing field here.
It was crystal clear to me that the leadership team here sincerely cared about its employees, was dedicated to building out a culture that was not only inclusive, but provided opportunities for mentorship and effective leadership.
We joke around with each other and have fun, and still care about the quality and getting the job done and giving our customers a really excellent experience.
The folks here are just amazing, and they understand that we have our life outside of work. We work hard while we're here, but we also have a wonderful work-life balance.
You just don't see cultures like this. It's fabulous.
My favorite person is two. One is my boss, Eddie. Second one is the Saista. We like a one family.
Oh, our boss.
I love my team. We work together so well. They're a team of hardworking people, industrious, and I think most importantly, they really have a passion for supporting the employees at Macrofab.
This is the place to come, right? There's never a boring day. There's never something that's not exciting. There's never something that's, not interesting.
I think we've had a lot of people that have been successful that have started at Macrofab. I think the company has succeeded. We've done a lot of good things, so really fulfilling.
Fast forward in the future, we have disrupted this entire industry. We've gotten into our little piece of this multi-billion-dollar manufacturing. We have grown our customer base, and we've expanded our manufacturers across the corridor.
I think we'll have a global footprint. I see offices on the East Coast and the West Coast, and a sales team with 100 people.
It's hard for me to believe that we would have a stronger team than we do now because we're pretty strong, but I think we'll continue to grow and evolve.
I think we will be public and valued over $1 billion. And I hope that we still have the culture that I love so much.
I could see Macrofab as one of the major players in the electronics industry that everyone knows about, and they know if they have a project that they want to take it to Macrofab.
I see us as having truly shifted the market to Macrofab's model being the default model for how to produce electronics.
I would probably go with the Honey Badger. Honey Badger is fearless, and I feel like that's in line with the attitude that Macrofab employees have. We're fearless when it comes to innovation. We're fearless when it comes to delighting the customer and just about everything that we do.
Maybe mix of a lightning bolt with a cheetah, speed, agility, and I'd name it Bob. Bob to whatever this thing is, yes.
This is already like a seal deal. The people have spoken. His name is Mac, and he's a little cartoon PCB.
If we were a restaurant instead of a manufacturing company, our famous dish would be tasty chips, because that's what you put on PCBs. But we might have to try to find like a solder paste that's peanut butter flavored.
I would have to say maybe like a country dinner, maybe a chicken fried steak, mashed potatoes. Like I said, I'm from the country. This is like my second home.
I'm gonna go with the humble torta. We have an office in Texas. We have an office in Guadalajara. So it's a little bit of Tex-Mex. I'll say you tell us how you want your torta and we'll build it right.
I'd probably put one of Parker's Macrofab boards in there. Yeah, because Parker's one of our co-founders, and he designs boards himself, right? So we have several boards that have the Macrofab logo on there. So I think that would be something cool to see later on.
It would be a bad MFer shirt.
Of course, the laptop emoji. A laptop emoji like over and over and over and over again. And then it's not an official emoji, but the party parrot is widely used here.
The heart, the thumbs up, and a rocket ship.
The smiley face with star eyes. The money sign with wings for sure. And then a lightning bolt.
This is what my hand motion would be. Running, and then a smile.
Everyone working together.
Looking for parts. Every day is a different little firework explosion.
The roller coaster ride.
Slacking, emailing, clicking, and
it's this. Yeah, that's it.
You know how I feel. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new light. And I'm feeling good. There you go. I'm done.